The town of Milford had always been ordinary. Quiet streets, small houses, an old library no one visited, and a clock tower that hadn't worked for decades. Until the clock started moving again. It began on a rainy Tuesday at exactly 11:11 p.m. Every clock in town, from wristwatches to the ancient clock tower, ticked forward 1 minute too fast. People laughed at first. Just daylight savings, someone joked. But by midnight, the laughter had stopped. Because time didn't stop moving. It just changed. The first victim was Mrs. Caldwell, an elderly librarian. She swore she had gone to bed at 10 p.m., yet her bedside clock read 2:47 a.m. Her neighbors found her standing outside her house, drenched, whispering a number no one could understand, 37. She vanished hours later without a trace. That same night, the wind began to whistle through the streets, carrying whispers that only some could hear. Words like behind, forgotten, again, uttered softly, almost hypnotically. By the second night, the town's residents noticed more changes. Children woke in the middle of the night, staring blankly at the walls. Phones and computers displayed strange times, like 25:73 or 99:99. Streetlights flickered in a rhythm that felt intentional. No one slept. People tried leaving Milford. They drove, walked, even ran. But every attempt failed. Roads twisted back toward the town center. Streets changed positions overnight. Even GPS devices refused to work. A small group of teenagers decided to investigate. They gathered at the clock tower, the largest, oldest structure in Milford. It had a legend that no one believed. The tower doesn't just measure time. It keeps it. And sometimes it takes it. The moment they touched the tower's base, the town fell silent. The wind stopped. The rain paused midair. Even their own heartbeats felt slow, deliberate. Inside the tower, they discovered a hidden chamber beneath the gears. Dusty, forgotten, filled with hundreds of clocks, all ticking at different speeds. Some moved forward, others backward. The air hummed with an unnatural vibration, low and deep, like the city itself was breathing. Then the first clock started speaking. Not with words, but directly into their minds. It whispered each of their deepest fears, their darkest regrets. You left him to die. You could have stopped it. Remember the fire. The room pulsed with red light, shadows stretching unnaturally across the walls. The tower itself seemed to bend. Gears twisted on their own, rising from the floor like skeletal hands. Hours, or maybe minutes, passed. Time itself warped around them. The teenagers realized they weren't just trapped in the tower. They were trapped in different moments of their own lives, reliving choices they wished they could undo, each second stretching into eternity. Some tried to leave the chamber. Their hands brushed the walls, and they felt erased. Not physically, but mentally. Memories vanished. One by one, the others forgot their names, their faces, even the reason they had come. The oldest of them, Lena, remembered the old legend from her grandmother. The tower doesn't steal time. It collects it. Every regret, every forgotten moment, every second lost. It feeds on them. And one day, it will let you go, only if it chooses to release what it has collected. Lena shouted, defying the whispers. She pressed her palm against the largest clock at the center. Its hands moved backward violently, then forward, then spun in a blur. The tower groaned like it was alive. She felt her memories surge back, as though the tower had acknowledged her defiance. The other teenagers awoke, confused but whole. When they stepped outside, the town looked normal again. Streets were in their original places. Clocks showed the correct time. The rain had stopped. But something had changed. Every time Lena glanced at a clock, any clock, she saw a shadow in its reflection. Something waiting, watching, learning. And on the next rainy night, at 11:11 p.m., The whispers returned. Not in the streets this time. Inside the minds of the people. A number repeated endlessly. 37. Shadows stretched unnaturally. Time slowed for some, and sped up for others. The clock tower stood silently in the center, waiting for the next person who would dare touch its base. Because the tower doesn't forgive. It doesn't forget. And it never stops taking what it wants. If you love dark horror stories with supernatural twists, like this video and subscribe for more terrifying tales.